Good evening. Today's topic is the opioid crisis. Have you ever driven down the street and the people you saw made you sad or disheartened? Do you find yourself in old neighborhoods that used to be a pretty good place to live or at least decent and they are now run down and desecrated? Are you thinking it was just hard times due to the recession and that it happened all of a sudden? Let me inform you that we are living in an epidemic, a true crisis, the opioid crisis. But this, by any means, was not all of a sudden. The opioid crisis actually started back in the early 90s, and it's been going on a rise, and it's hit us in three different waves. The Center for Disease Control said that from 1999 to 2017, more than 700,000 people died in the United States of a drug overdose. In 68% of 2017, 70,000 plus people, those overdoses involved opiates. Not sudden at all. Like I said, it happened in three waves. If you look at the chart that I gave you, it shows that the first rise happened in the end of the 90s and early 2000s, and that was the prescription opiate. Then there was the second wave happened in 2010, and that was the heroin overdose rise. The third wave happened in 2013, and that was the rise of the synthetic opiate overdoses. Now, AJPH Perspectives, February 2018 issue, written by Nabarun Dasgupta, PhD and MPH, Leo Valetsky, JD MPH, and Daniel Cicerone, MD and PhD, states that in the 1990s and early 2000s, that lower middle class men and women with manual labor jobs began to sustain injuries on the job, which took them off of work and began a whole poverty issue, which upped the crime rate in those middle class neighborhoods. They were also placed on prescription opiate pain medications, which, come to find out, those medications were addictive. Those medications being overused and used more than they were prescribed began to run out quickly, and with that, they had to buy them on the street, which, with them taking too much, the prescription overdose rate. The second wave in 2010 was the heroin overdoses, with those who didn't succumb to the injuries or to their overdoses from the prescription opioids, because it became too expensive to buy the opiates on the street, turned to heroin. And then that's when the heroin overdose rise came in 2010, because they thought it was a cheaper habit for the people. The overdoses were happening at an alarming rate at that time, and we still think that it just happened overnight. The third wave happened in 2013 when synthetic opioids like fentanyl began to be introduced and used to cut down the heroin or in place of the heroin. So those who were addicted and buying those drugs didn't know what they were getting, and so they were overdosing or they didn't care. So all in all, from what I've found, is that the opioid crisis didn't just happen. It's been happening over an extended period of time, and it's kind of like we're just catching up. You stop it?